Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have a great treat for you from our friends at Craftreat. This is a pocket tag little book. It's so cute. My friend Debbie made one. Look at this. Open it up with the cover. It's got a hard cover, and then you can put your photos on the pages, and each one of these little pages has tags, and you can put photos on the front and back, or you can do journaling on them, and they just fit right back in here like that. So cool. And you guys, in this kit there is a black version here and then a craft cardstock version, so you get two. I'm going to take you through the craft cardstock version so you can see what that looks like. We're going to be taking you step by step through their instructions. I think it'll be really helpful, so come play with us. All right, let's take a little more detailed flip through this cute little book. First of all, Debbie used for her book our brand new collection. I'm going to grab it here. It's Sea Life stained glass. Okay, it's brand new. This is a 6x6 patterned cardstock. She used this throughout the book to cover the pages, okay? Because remember, this one has black, like, cardstock, so it leaves a really nice matte finish on there. See, she also used the coordinating chipboard, like right here, all these little pieces, coloring those, so cute. And then also the coordinating die cuts, like right here. The solid one, obviously, using to like matte photos and things like that. And then she also used some teal glitter cardstock to matte items too, which just makes it super special and really beautiful. Also, where are they? Some 1/8 inch wide grosgrain ribbons. All right, and what else? Oh yeah, now we recommend when we're putting this together that you could use extra sticky tape, super strong tapes, things like this, but you can also use the Cosmic Shimmer glue, so I'll be kind of referring to those as we go. All right, so look at this hardcover here. She added these beautiful new Dazzle stickers that we have. These are oval border Dazzle stickers, and we have them in this collection, which is the colorful one, and it has the teal, purple, pink, blue, red, and this really nice green color. We also have them in these colors, which are a little bit more earth tones and things like that. I'll link both of these down below the video. If you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, everything is down below, listed below our video. But if you're watching us over on YouTube, hello, subscribe, it really helps our channel. And while you're there, if you just look below the video in the description box, there's a link that'll take you to this webisode page. So she just added that right over one of the little border cutouts, has her little photo here matted, so cute. Another photo here, you can see where she covered these tags. Now these tags are already die cut and ready to go with a little bit of that paper. Then I asked her how she got the paper, the pattern paper, sandwiched on this. And what she did was she traced this tag shape, okay, onto the paper, and then she cut it out just about 1/8 of an inch inside of that line, and then glued it over the tag, and then just repunched the hole with little hole punch. All right, so then on the back here, you could just put some white cardstock here, right on it, or you could just do another photo and just double up on all of those. Really pretty. Okay, so here we go, more photos. Here's some of that chipboard. And this is so sweet that Debbie used teal ink pad, which I forgot to grab. It's our Prism teal ink pad. She covered it with that. And then she just wanted to make it sparkly, so she used sea foam stencil butter. And there, because of that, there's just a little bit of a shimmer on it. There we go, little shimmer, really sweet. Another tag right there. And then here she didn't add photos, but you could also add journaling and things here, or just also more photos. And here's the little chipboard here covered with a violet ink pad, and then more of this seafoam stencil butter, more tags, and then this really beautiful jewel-like paper. This is also from the 6x6 Sea Life. And then added some more of those red Dazzle stickers here. And then here she took one of the tag shapes from the die cuts and just glued part of it right here to the tag, which is such a cool idea. Now you could just like glue it on 3 sides so that somebody could stick a photo there if you were gifting this. And then more and more room for lots of photos. And then back to our hard cover. On the side, we've got a really nice thick spine where you can decorate that too. Okay. So let's take a look about what we've got in this kit. Here are the step-by-step instructions, and I'm gonna, oops, as I said before, I'm gonna put together the craft cardstock version of this one, step-by-step. But on the back here, it shows you all of the pieces that you get. So let's go into this one, it's brand new. All right, so you're getting all of these die cut pieces. I just realized it's going to be hard for you guys to see the black on this black background, so I'm just going to stay on this white paper here. They're already die cut and ready to go. These are the little, they're like, what am I thinking of? They're like the spine of your book. They're like reinforcements, okay? And then these are the cover pieces that we're going to be using. Okay, that's part of the binding. All right, and then this is also part of the cover. And then this piece is, there's 3 sections that are pockets that are graduated in sizes. There's 3 pocket sections. See how they get smaller here? Oops, this one goes like this and then like this. So you're getting 3 sizes of these. And now we get into the exact same one using the craft paper, and I'm going to be doing this one with you. All right, so the first thing you should do is just take all of your little tags, set these aside because we're going to be getting those later. Okay, and then, and you could also like cut out more tags because you're getting, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Let's see if we find more in here. You could also trace them onto our 110-pound craft cardstock or black cardstock, and you could make more of them. Okay, here's our little reinforcements. This is also part of our cover. Okay, here's our pocket piece. Oh, here's the other tags. So I think you're getting 7, 6, 6. You're getting 6. All right, and okay, these are the pockets right here. Okay, let's get organized. So the first thing, it's a good idea. You need a bone folder, a butter knife, something to do this with, and you're just going to be going, all of these pieces are already die cut and scored. I like to do this on both sides, especially when you're getting to the spine part right there. Definitely go back and forth on that one, okay? Because you want that to be able to bend to and fro easily. All right, and then you're just going around on all of these pieces and getting them done just like this, okay? So now I'm going to switch over to the one that I've already taped up and pre-done. Here we go. So here I've gone ahead and put some tape. As I said in the beginning, you could use, I used this one, it's white, I thought it would show up better. This is the super strong tape, and then this is the extra sticky tape. I'll list both down below, use one or the other. And then we're also going to be using our Cosmic Shimmer glue as well. So we've got these pieces here, and then we've got our card chipboard. These are nice heavy weight that we're going to glue in place right here, okay? And for that, it's going to be using our Cosmic Shimmer glue. And we don't need a lot. It's just, the tape is going to secure these pieces, but you don't want them sort of shifting around in there. Okay, so once you get that glued in, then just make sure that it's where it's supposed to be. It's not over any score lines. I'm going to do the same on this one. And making sure we're not interfering with those folding score lines. Especially this piece here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to go around. I'm going to remove the tape. Go. And then when I am closing all this up, I sort of like to do the one on the top and the bottom first. And I'm just going to go over that with my bone folder, make sure it's adhered well, and then this outside piece last so that it looks nice on the corners. Okay, this is going to get covered with paper. I think it's really cool that you get a black version, black cardstock version, and then a craft version. Okay, so as you can see, that's easy to do, step by step. There. Ooh, that one got kind of glued down a little crooked. All right. We've done that part. I'm just sort of keeping track of all my little pieces here. All right, so now this is going to be just like this. And then I'm going to be using, to cover my little book, Strawberry Delight 6x6 pattern cardstock. And mine is not going to be as elaborate as Debbie's. I'm just really trying to get you to see how I covered it. All right, so we have inside pages and outside pages to work on here. Okay, so I've got this paper cut down. As you can see, I cut it just slightly smaller. I love the black with the strawberries on it. Just adorable. Okay, we're going to go just like this. Just a little bit of that craft border showing. Okay, go. And then we're going to do one over the spine. All right, I just remembered I don't have a piece of paper here. So in looking at the instructions, this is where we are right here on step 2. And actually, no, we're here on this step right here. So I kind of jumped ahead. So let's go back. We're supposed to add these pieces right here under our paper. So we're gonna that's why I love glue. We're just gonna lift this up. And I could have been all stealthy and not shown my mistake, you guys, so I want to be like real. This is what happened. So we're going to lift this part up. That's okay, we're going to glue it down. It's going to be fine, no one will know. All right, we're going to take these pieces right here. And these are just like the spine reinforcement. Okay, and with these pieces, I put a piece of tape right next to the score line and fold them back and forth, back and forth. You really want these to move well. And we're putting them right here on the spine, making sure that it works nicely, okay? Now, we can glue this back down again. See? Nobody has to know about that. There we go. Now this one has a little bit of a tear in it, so this one's going to be a little harder to fool anybody about. I think we can still do it. All right, so now remember, we're going to fold those back and forth. Make sure that they're bending really well. Okay, so we're going to put that right in, making sure aligned. Now we're just going to make this mess go away. Yeah, see, no one has to know about that. This is going to get covered up right like that. See? Nobody knows. All right, so now, you guys, this little part right here, it shows here that they covered that with paper to cover this part, but let me tell you, the next step is we are taking the largest of our pockets. So let me show you. Here is the first one, and the reason you can tell it's the largest is it has a really large score line space right here in the middle. Okay, that's the first one. This is number 2. Okay, see it's smaller. And then this is the last one. This is number 3. Oops, going too fast on this. There we go. That's the last one, okay? So that's gonna go, this is the first one we're putting down, this is the next one, and this is the next one. So let's start with the biggest one first. You're going around, you are using your bone folder, and you're folding in all of these pieces. Folding everything in, just like that, okay? Now when you're done with that, okay, it's gonna look like this, all right? And everything is all folded, and then you've got tape or glue, if you want to use glue, right here. And then these pieces are going to get folded, I folded it wrong, like this, in half. Okay, and then when it's all folded, they're going to look like this. Okay, this is the widest one we were talking about, and we're going to put that down first. So I'm thinking, you know, we don't need any paper here, right? Okay, so they say to put paper here on this step number 2, but you're just covering it with steps number 3, 4, and 5. So we're gonna be rebels. All right, so we're gonna take this one. Don't worry, I'm gonna finish folding the last one so you'll get a better look at how we're taping it and folding it. This one is gonna go right here, and we're gonna center it the top and the bottom. Make sure that's flush with the top and the bottom, and that you're having space here and here. And then we're just going to go over that and make sure it's adhered. Now, the only thing I don't like about using tape on things is years from now that tape is going to dry up and get brittle and things can kind of fall off. So we had a viewer recommend, and the reason I'm using tape is that I can't wait for the glue to dry as I'm moving through this with you. I had a viewer recommend using a combination of tape and glue. So where I put the tape down, why not also use some glue? So I think that's brilliant. I'm going to try it on this piece. I've just not done that before. Let me know in the comments if that's something you do on a regular basis and if you really like that. So we're just going to put some glue right here in the middle. And then this is the second. See, it's just a little bit more narrow than the first piece. And then the tape is going to get it, you know, stuck on there right away for my purposes. There we go. Okay, see where we're going with this? All right, and here's the last one. This is the one I went ahead and I put tape on it, on that edge. And now we're going to take the tape off. Go. Now you can tape these all together and get them all in order, or you can cover them with paper and then tape them in. I personally like to get the things all in the book and then decorate them, because then my order is secure and in place and I'm not accidentally gluing things in the wrong order because everything is already in the book. So that's just a preference. You could get to this stage right here and you could take your papers and you could glue things and do that, and that would be fine. I'm just doing it this way. All right, so now we're just making sure that these are scored really nicely back and forth, because they are turning pages. We want them to really work nicely. Okay, we're doing that to all of the turning pages. I already did it to the other ones. All right, and then what I would recommend is going over these again too, because we want them to lay flat. They're kind of puffy when you first do this. There we go. All right, and now we're going to take some tape. I'm going to put some tape right in the middle, and I think I'll put some glue on the outside edges of the tape on this one. Go. And then a bit of glue here. Here. I think I got a little too far over on that one. All right, and then we're just putting this in the middle of this one. And then you're going to squish it all together like this. See how that worked? Everything is, I think probably the most important part is that these pieces are all even here, so they're not sticking up on this end. So let's go over here. They're over a little bit farther on this side, but they're not sticking outside of the album. That's important. Okay, so now you can take little strips of paper, okay? And a paper trimmer is really handy with this project. You can take little strips of paper and you can glue them here, and even smaller ones here. If you want to cover those up, you just don't want to interfere with those folded score lines at all, because that'll kind of hang things up a little bit. All right, so that's how that's going to work. And then here's the cover pieces that we're going to go ahead and do. Probably should have done this before the pages, but that's okay. We're going to move along. So I have this one that I've cut down. This is the same dimension as the ones that I did on the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements for that right now. So that is 5 1/8 of an inch by like 3 5/8. Now we're going to take these pieces and do our cover. Like that. Back one, got another cute strawberry. I just love the Strawberry Delight paper. I think it's so charming and a perfect little summer gift. Now, what could you do with this besides putting cards in it? I mean, I think it'd be a really great sort of graduation or birthday gift. Load it up with cash and gift cards and pictures and things like that. I think it would just be really lovely. All right, and now we have this little piece. Ooh, it's just going to do the splits. It's going to go right down like that, and we're going to put this one right here. Oops, over. Okay, so that's all done. Now let's talk about the tags. Oops, gosh, I moved my paper and it got off kilter. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, it's all off kilter. All right, this one's just off kilter a little bit. All right, so then let's talk about the pages. So I would take paper and cover these like Debbie did with hers. She put photos on them. She used her die cuts on them. She used chipboard. She used border stickers on them. Just did a really beautiful job. Look at all those borders there to decorate them. And then let's talk about tags. So I'm going to take my tag here. I'm going to cover one side of it with this beautiful border paper. So I've just taken my Cosmic Shimmer glue and I glued that down. It's all set. Then I'm going to take some small scissors and I'm just going to go around the edges of this. And then on this other side, you could cover the other side with paper like Debbie did, or you could take an entire photo and glue it over the entire back side of it and then just trim around the photo. So it's just a giant photo picture of it. Or I have another example already done here of what you can do for another photo. So let's finish this. And then of course, don't forget, decorate this up with Dazzle stickers, cutouts, punch outs. Where are my, here we go. Got my little hole punch. This is a 1/4 inch hole punch. And then you just go over that, re-punch that hole, And then if you're covering it with more paper, then you would cover it. I like to do that, repunch the hole when one side's covered, because when you cover both sides, you're like, where did the hole go? And you have to try to kind of feel it with your hands. So go ahead and punch it and then cover it again. Now, if you are interested in doing it like this with paper on one side, this side I took the scrap paper left over from covering it and I glued some at the top and the bottom. I trimmed it. Now I can take a photo and I can just cut it into a little bit of a rectangle and just glue it right there. And I still have scraps of paper. So it'll look like it's fully covered. So that's my little tip on how to cover your tags. All right. Trying to think if there's anything else we can talk about. Let's talk about the money saver on this. So it's on the opposite side right over here on the right hand side. Definitely check that out. I think this is a fantastic deal, you guys. You're getting 2 of these in 2 different color schemes. They're really easy to put together and super fun. And once you get to the hang of like getting all the steps of putting them together, the second one will go super fast like that. And I think there's so much you can do with it. So definitely check that out. Listed down below here at Paper Wishes are all the items that we used, all the dazzles, the chipboard, the ribbon, everything, the glues, the adhesives. And then if you're watching us over on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. While you're there, it would be really great if you would subscribe, leave us a comment about what you think. We would really appreciate that. It helps our channel grow and helps our small company. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.